Hi, it's me again, and no walkabout today. I thought you might like to join me in the pub or the studio. Well, I guess we could be at the beach together, sunny Spain or something, can we? No, let's stick with the pub. I like the pub one. Stick with the pub one. But as always, got a few stories to go through today and some of your comments. Hope you all had a nice weekend. Watched your coronation. I gladly and proudly. Yeah, I didn't catch none of it. I wasn't about for it. So I'm quite pleased about it. But if you did, that's okay because you're allowed to like what you like, aren't you? So let's have a look at some of this because do you remember there was a comment a while back on the channel? I talked about it in the comments section where someone said Gary Lineker for chair of the BBC. Oh, I thought it was a funny joke. God, I think we're getting close. Do you know what? I'm starting to think I can see Gary Lineker being chair of the BBC. I mean, look at this headline. I found it in the Sun today. Look. Licence fee being very closely considered by ministers as Gary Lineker's demands for impartial chair are snubbed. Why is Lineker getting involved in that? It's none of his business. You're an employee. Wind your neck in, Gary. Why are you getting involved, mate? It's none of your business who is the chair of the BBC. It's none of your business at all. The only reason it will become your business is because you want to be the chair of the BBC. Right? So I'm starting to think I'd laugh. God. That'd be funny, right? But he would have to take a pay cut because the chair don't get paid as much as he's getting paid for the football. He's 1.35 million quid. I don't know. But the other important part of this headline is licence fee being very closely considered by ministers. Yeah, I'm seeing loads of headlines about it in the last week where some of them are a bit more sensationalist than this one. I don't know if I've got any others. Where are we? Government looking very closely at scrapping BBC licence fee in Coventry Live, and it was a few similar ones that they're not looking very closely at. That's sensationalist nonsense. Culture Secretary Liz Fraser today warned broadcaster bosses not be able to solely rely on a controversial telly tax forever. Instead, her review into the corporation's money is considering a variety of sources for its funding besides the fee. She told the BBC, I'd like to ensure the BBC is properly funded. The licence fee isn't the only way. Now, I've been doing this a while, haven't I? How many years have we been doing this now? 8 years? Something like that. 6, 7, 8 years? I don't know. It's too long. However long it is, it's too long to be talking about the licence fee all this time. But never once, hang on, email. Never once have I heard the government people talking about the BBC becoming commercial. It's like they think the BBC's above it. You never hear the BBC themselves saying, well, we'll just show ads. You never hear it. It's like they think they're above it. It's like they think they're above it. Isn't it? ITV show ads and they're a fine television channel. Yeah, they swing and they miss a few times, but so does the BBC. But at least they pay for themselves. You pay, hopefully not you, obviously, for the BBC. Why? When they could just show ads. So yeah, they're reviewing it, but they ain't reviewing anything about it going commercial or standing on its own 2 feet. No. What they want, what the BBC want, and probably what the government want, is some kind of tax where you pay it. Not a household, because if you pay it, they get even more money. That's what they want. That's what they want. As I've said like a million times, right, the licence fee charter isn't due to expire until the end of 2027. This Lucy Fraser, who's the current Culture and Media Secretary, do you think she's going to be in the job by the end of 2027? I don't. We're going through these monthly, and we're this Culture and Media Secretary. So she can come up with the best plan in the world for the BBC. And all the government could agree with it, the BBC could agree with it, and it goes in file there. And then 2 months later, she loses her job. Someone else comes in who is anti-BBC or pro, whatever, the opposite of what she came up with, pick up her report, her findings, what she wants done, and just go, done. She needs to stay in the job until the end of 2027 to get it done. So I think we're going to hear something about it this year. I genuinely do. I've said it a few times now. I think we're going to hear something about the TV licence fee this year. I could be wrong. I've been wrong loads of times before. Do you know what I mean? I could well be wrong. But I think we're going to hear something this year. And what I think we're going to hear is it's going to get extended. Maybe not for 10 years, maybe for 5 years. That's what I think. That's what I think. And it could be worse, right? If they change it to a media levy or a tax or something that goes on your pay slip or on your broadband bill, whatever they do, how are you going to avoid that? If it goes on your council tax, how are you going to avoid that? As it is at the minute, it's an opt-out system, and we can continue to get people to opt out. Over 70,000 a month at the minute are opting out. So it's not the worst system in the world, is it? But I do genuinely think we're going to hear something this year. Oh, this was an interesting one. Hang on. This one popped up. Charles' coronation service watched by almost 19 million viewers in the UK. It's a lot of people, right? A lot of people. 19 million. But it's less than watch the Queen's funeral, which was 26.5 million. But the thing that made me laugh about it is a piece of trivia that I know about, is that the most watched broadcast TV show, I mean, the most watched broadcast in the world was FIFA in UK history. Bloody fun. Most watched live broadcast ever was the 1966 FIFA World Cup. That pulled in 32.3 million viewers live, and then Diana's funeral, 32.1 million viewers live. But the most watched broadcast TV show of all time in the UK was EastEnders, a Christmas episode where Den served Angie with divorce papers that pulled in 30 million viewers. But this big hyped up coronation for this family that live in unparalleled privilege and luxury only got 19 million. But yeah, I don't know, I just thought it was interesting. You'd think it would be more. I know there was more around the world because that feed was sold all around the world. Now there's another thing here, look. You know, I talked about it. Where's it gone? I talked about it, didn't I, in my video the other day, that the BBC weren't producing the feed for the coronation. It was BBC Studios Productions Limited were doing it, and they were going to sell it. Now, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so, because they were. Look, Sussex World joins UK publishers in condemning BBC for demanding a king's ransom to share coronation broadcast as widely as possible. Yeah, they wanted to charge all these people for it. Now, it should have been free to UK media, right? And if it was produced by the BBC, it would have been free to UK media. And the reason it wasn't produced by the BBC, it was produced by BBC Studios Productions Limited, is so they could sell it. And then that led to this headline, look. 11th hour deal for BBC coronation footage agreed, says industry body. And it goes on to say, where are we? On Friday, British publishers and broadcasters, including GB News and Talk TV, said they were deeply concerned by the corporation allegedly restricting access to the pool footage. Restriction by putting a charge on it. And then, in the last minute thing, look, UK broadcasters are investing heavily in the coverage for this complex and historic event, and we are pleased that the NMA, Talk TV and GB News have all agreed to make a financial contribution. So BBC did get what they want. They sold the footage. Do you think that's right? It's an interesting one, isn't it? It should have been free to, like, the BBC have got to produce the feed for themselves because they're the state broadcaster. But they should have let the footage go out to any other British broadcaster that wanted it free of charge. Right? Sell it to the world, yeah, sell it to the Americans. Why not? Right? But to the British broadcasters, it should have been free. Right? It should have been. But it wasn't, because it was produced by BBC Studios Productions Limited. And because it was produced by BBC Studios Productions Limited, I can't file an FOI request to see how much they charged for access to that footage, because it's a private company. So I can wait until they file their accounts next year. I can do that. Am I going to remember to do that? No. Is it going to list that specifically in the accounts? Probably not. No, the BBC got away with another money-making scam. Another money-making scam. Speaking of money-making scams, Katie Price is back. Katie Price flogging kisses for 45 quid as she launches latest money-making scheme. You can buy a piece of paper kissed by Katie Price. STIs not included. Yeah, the 44-year-old, blah, blah, blah. Where are we? It looks like she's come up with another way of gaining cash by leaving a print of her pout on cards. There you go. So for 45 quid, buy a bit of paper. It reminds me of that Belle Delphine one where she sold her bath water to thirsty men. I don't think you'll be long before you see Katie Price do something like that. She's desperate for money. Desperate for money. And I know you all think I'm having... I just find she's interesting to talk about, right? Because, well, she's another... You know, I talked the other day. There was a guy with a YouTube channel, reckon he's making 30 grand a year. And there's no way on earth he's making 30 grand a year. Well, look. I made a video a while back saying Katie Price only made about 150 quid off her OnlyFans. I was wrong. I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong. But she is a liar. Look, Katie Price finally reveals huge OnlyFans earnings as she slams claim she made 150 quid. She doesn't actually give the number that she makes. All she says was she was talking about it on some interview, and she said someone said to her, 150 quid you made, and she goes, chuck a couple of zeros on the end of that and we'll talk. Yeah, mate, you probably did make more than where is it? Maybe put a couple more zeros on that and you'll be a lot closer. People only hear what they want to hear, and I think that's damaging thing for more. No, you're lying. You are lying. Because if you weren't lying, like the people who aren't lying, OnlyFans is a weird one, right? There's so many people claim they make millions, and only a very, very tiny amount of ladies on there do make millions. The ones that do are open about it. So if you go to Katie Price's OnlyFans, nowhere on here does it say how many subscribers she has. It says the price, $14.99 a month in US dollars. It doesn't say how many subscribers she had. Or she can choose whether that's displayed or not, right? So if she was telling the truth, display it, and then we'll know. And we'll know. And it's hard to find out. It's hard to find out, but not impossible. So you got to have a look. She's got 59,100 likes. That doesn't mean she's got 59,100 subscribers, because you like more than one post, right? I use Instagram, and I like a few posts from girls. You know, if she posts something I like. So how many posts are there? 556? So divide that by 59,000. Where are we? 59,000 divided by 556. So that could give her 100 subscribers. If every subscriber liked every post she's done. What's 100 times $14.99 a month in US dollars? It is hard to find the full stats. But there's one here that says she's got around 2,600 subscribers. So 2,600 subscribers times $14.99 a month in dollars is £38,000. And that's a month. So that's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. If that is true, that is a shit ton of money. God, I wouldn't mind earning a bit of that. What is that a year? What did I say? 38,000. 974 times that by 12. So it's nearly £500,000 a year, isn't it? And good for her if she's getting that. I still have my doubts on that, but it's possible. I don't dispute that is possible. There's a lot of idiot men out there that would pay that kind of money a month. So I don't dispute it's possible. But she's not making the millions she claims she's making. And I just don't understand this whole lying on social media thing about how much you earn. You see it all the time. Like you read the Daily Star, there's always girls on there saying, I make 20 million a day off. Stop. Who are you trying to impress with this stuff? It just grinds you down. Why can't people just be humble and tell the truth and be happy with what they've got? Why does she have to lie? If she is making over 400 grand a year, put her hands up, say, I'm making over 400 grand a year. There's no other job in the world I could possibly do at this point in my life that would earn me that kind of money. I'm very thankful for it and very proud of it. Why keep lying? I don't like it. I don't like this braggy stuff we have to do in the world now. I just can't go in for it at all. I mean, I go on Tinder, right? And you see, like, there's other blokes on there just bragging, I got this, I got that, I got this. And I'm just like, I'm a bit fat. Yeah, I'm trying to quit smoking. I'm winning at the minute. I drink too much beer and I'm lazy. And I wonder why. Wonder why I could get well, I don't know. I just can't do the whole braggy thing. I'm too down to earth to lie. I just don't want to lie. Why lie to anybody, especially to strangers? Why are you trying to impress them? I don't get it. Oh, yeah, so let's have a look at some of your comments. Normally I screenshot, I go through the comments, pick out some I want to talk about. I haven't done it because I thought I'm sitting here in front of a computer. I'll just pick them out live, right? So hit comments, I'm going to scroll through. What we got? You're bang on with the face recognition. Keep it up. Show them all. Nice work. That was on the Goons. Yeah, I've had this a few times. When I used to put the Goon videos up, I used to get loads of complaints, like people hitting the report button to YouTube. And then YouTube would contact me saying, you've got 24 hours to take the video down. You can appeal it here. And I bet the Goons thought they were winning. But I just spoke to YouTube and they fixed it. It's no big deal. You know, I'm not breaking any laws. They're either on public streets where they can be filmed, or they're on private property where they can be filmed. So, yeah, if I get a video of a goon, I'm going to put it up, and I'm not going to blur your face, and I'm not going to take it down. Don't knock on people's doors if you don't want your face on the internet. Spent the day watching a coronation with French friends on the internet in France. We also enjoyed it. Good for you. It's all right. You're allowed to like what you like. I'm not a royalist, as you know. But if you are, that's fine. That's okay. If we all like the same things, wouldn't the world be a really boring place and nothing to talk about? Wouldn't it? So you like the rules, you crack on, you watch all the rules you want. Got to love how people... Oh, I should be screenshotting these when I'm doing this, otherwise I'm never going to find the blimming things again, am I? Got to love how people think they don't have to pay for things. Well, no, not at all. I get this a lot of people who have just stumbled across one video, which is normal on YouTube, isn't it, right? And just think I'm telling people to do something they shouldn't be doing. No. It's not like I'm telling you to not pay the license fee but watch anything you want. I've never said that. What I've always said and always will say is, if you don't watch a recording of things being broadcast or use BBC iPlayer, you don't have to pay for it, and that's the law. You don't have to. If you want to, still, you can. But if you do watch a record stuff that's been broadcast or use BBC iPlayer, you should pay for it. If you're going to use the service, pay for the service. I get that a lot. I get it all the time. But I've never once said do something you shouldn't be doing. If you look into it, more and more people need to be educated that it is fine. You're perfectly law-abiding, not paying the license fee. If you don't require a license, like I don't buy a fishing license because I don't go fishing. I don't need one. This is great and everything, but why not just buy a TV license? Look, another one. You know, because he doesn't need one. If you don't watch a recording that's been broadcast through BBC iPlayer, you don't require one, and maybe 159 quid a year, 13 quid a month is a lot of money to that person who doesn't need it. It's possible, right? It might not be a lot of money to you, 13 quid a month, 159 quid a year, and if that is the case, I am very happy for you. Congratulations. But it is to some people. So if you don't need to pay it, don't pay it. 74,000 cancellations a month. That is good news. Yeah, I've been having a look. Been trying to keep up with that. And it's a lot in it. It's been going up. There's been 1 or 2 months where it's dropped. But not by a lot, like by a couple of hundred. But it is gradually rising. It's 74,000 a month cancelling their TV license. And that's legit cancellations. That's legit cancellations. That's people who have contacted the BBC to say they no longer require a television license. Can I cancel it, please? That doesn't include the people like myself who just don't pay it. How many of those are out there? Well, we don't know. That's what I always said. I used to say in the past, do the no license needed. Tell them you don't require a television license, because then you go on the official numbers. And yeah, I mean, you still can do that. I choose not to do it. You can do it either way. My personal choice now is I'm not going to tell them. But yeah, if you do tell them, you go on the official numbers. We don't know how many people are like myself, just not paying it. But yeah, 74,000 a month. It's a lot. It's a lot of people, isn't it? Is there any interesting comments on here? Let's have a look. The independent channels, ITV, Channel 4, 5, etc., should be getting together to fight the BBC, who dictate people can't watch their channels live without paying the BBC, to which the independents don't get a penny and have to support themselves. Wake up and smell the coffee. It's not only the public that the licence fee rips off. Yeah, I've said that a few times. I fail to understand. You know, the people who are cancelling the TV, like 74,000 people a month. Now, let's assume, probably wrongly, but let's assume those 74,000 people a month who are cancelling stick to the rules and don't watch anything that's being broadcast. So that's 74,000 people a month less that can also watch ITV as it's being broadcast, Channel 4 as it's being broadcast, Channel 5 as it's being broadcast. Why are they not in this fight with us? Because they are viewers that are being lost. Advertisers pay to go on X Factor or I'm a Celeb, whatever. But there's less people watching it every month. And it's different advertising. I know you can watch it on demand and stuff like that. But many advertisers pay to be on the broadcast. That's where they want to be. That's what they see as the premium shop, where the big money goes. Why aren't ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5? Why aren't they doing something about it? Why aren't they joining us in the fight? Why aren't they lobbying government to get change to it? I've never understood that. Yeah, I've never understood that. You only have to suffer that TikToky thing for about 20 minutes to see all the bragging shite that's going on the internet. Really sickening to watch how our young'uns are being brainwashed nowadays. Yeah, I don't get the TikTok thing. I don't get TikTok. I just don't get it. If I was a teenager now and I was on TikTok, I would be watching. Well, I know exactly what I'd be watching. I can't watch it now because I'd be wrong. But if I was, say I was 16, 17 year old boy at school, whatever, I would be watching all the girls at school on TikTok doing lip sync videos or dancing in short skirts. Because that's all that happens on TikTok. What is this lip syncing thing? There's millions a day, millions of videos a day going on TikTok of girls lip syncing to just sitting in a chair like I'm doing now and lip syncing to a song with attitudey head roll. What is going on? Is that content? Do you want to watch that? I mean, I guess people do watch it, otherwise it wouldn't get done, would it? I'm just too old. I'm too old for the world. As I said a minute ago, I don't do bragging. I'm not in this world to show off. I'm not interested in showing off at all. You know, I had that Range Rover and it just too big, too brash, too showy. Got rid of it down to a little Fiat 500 because I just don't want to live like that. You know, I wear these shirts all the time and I have some shirts with designer labels on them. You ever see me wear them? No, because I don't like having labels. I'm not here to show off to strangers. I'm not here to show off to anybody. I'm just here to be a normal bloke, get through life as humbly as possible and as nicely as possible and help as many people along the way as I can. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. I've tried. I got a second phone, and because I'd never installed TikTok on my personal phone, I got a second phone, put it on there so I could go through it because I thought maybe I should do some TikToks for the channel. I have no idea what's going on. I'm not interested. Not interested at all. I wanted to say that you are appreciated for all the work you do on our behalf. I, for one, have been insured and informed by your great channel. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that nice comment. And I think on that nice comment, we'll leave it there. I like getting those comments. That's why I do it. I mean, if you want to watch the proper TV license videos, they're over on the other channel now, TV License Stop. You find the link below. This is just going to be me gassing about different stuff now. I'm going to do some different stuff and maybe travel around a bit and take you with me. But yeah, on that one, I think I'll leave it there. So as always, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and you want to see more of this. Why you'd want to see more of this, I don't know. But if you do, great. Thank you. I'll make more of it for you. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, whenever that will be. Ta-da.